You are Locked On Texas Tech, your daily podcast on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Would I tell you that it may be the best piece ever? I bet, like, when I heard this, I bet you had the same reaction when I tell you this. Yeah, right. Sure. Yeah, for sure. And I think, don't listen to us. Well, please do
Yes,
every day, Monday through Friday, right here on Locked On Texas Tech, and please subscribe. It only helps.
Please love us.
Yeah, it only helps what we do and allows us to keep doing this for you all that like these shows. But I think that has been that has bore out over a lot of chatter nationally, all conference, analytically, draft, project. I mean, all the stuff. It's pretty clear that with all you brought in here, and you brought in a lot, as we know, but David Bailey may in fact be the shiniest piece. And after talking to him, man, he's such a sharp kid that I think, like, his floor is really high, and that's what easy for not so much of a gamble. Yes, if you have the money that you're willing to spend, it's one thing, but you're not like taking a chance here. This isn't any sort of roll of the dice. At the minimum, he will be really good. Will he be great, or defensive player of the year great, or first team all conference great? He might flirt with that, but at the very minimum, he's going to be really good and allow Romello and then just everything else to play off of it. But he's and he would be the first one to say he's going to be better against the run. That's what the NFL has told him. Hey, man, you need to hold up better in the run game. So I think he's really taken that personally. But what a couple of twitchy guys on the edge, man, to pair up with each other. And I'm ready to see them turn loose.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's take a listen to the man leading those guys and others in pursuit of opposing quarterback, CJ Ayu, talking about these new additions to his room.
Great additions to the room. I think there was a lot of unknown when they first got here, see how they were going to mesh with everybody. But from day one, they have bought in, and all they do is work. Those two guys love football, and it's very contagious with the roster. Everyone we brought in on this roster loves football, and those are the guys that we want.
It's not a part of that comment there, Chris, but that was a theme of a lot of Coach Ayu's comments, was the work aspect of it. And he even outright mentioned every team has talent. That's not what's going to get it done. It's basically Monday through Friday. And I'm not surprised to hear that, guys like Haidt and Bailey, and I'm sure many others, are treating this in that professional kind of way. You've described that many times, talking about all kinds of different guys.
That was part of the vetting process. I think when you bring guys in here, just to sum that up, like what's their why? Figure out why this is important to them. And if it's not important to them, maybe we need to go find somebody different. But when you get talent that meets work ethic, and it meets, the grind and the embracing of doing something for a bigger cause and all that stuff, that's when it could be a lot of fun. But I think that's pretty been a universal theme with the new guys that they brought in, is they and this is the best part. We won't ultimately know what this is going to look like in, like, say, 2 years or even a year from now. But I think one of the byproducts of this really good portal class, if they play it out like good examples, work hard, end up being very productive, one of the byproducts of this is that all of these young guys get an extra year to develop. Because there's been some years, we've heard a lot about Chet O'Feely. There's been some years where he would have been a guy you and I were talking about a lot. Like, can he be this? And, like, you really need him to be this. I could go on and on with Duda Banks.
Well, don't fool yourself. You already mentioned it. Isaac Smith, Duda Banks. I mean, these would have been guys I believe we'd be talking about.
This is who you'd have been playing with. And I think of a far different outlook of what your team would have been.
Yeah, and I like those guys. I mean, I'm not down on those guys, but we're talking about the top of the top shelf, specifically with somebody like Bailey. So what are you going to do?
That's right. But I'm hopeful that your Chet O'Feelys and your Eddie Smiths and your Dylan Spencers and just that group is allowed to kind of develop one more year, but also, like, see what it looks like, see what it takes, see what the be able to rub off on all these guys and like learn from and kind of grasp it and all those things. I mean, that's a byproduct. I don't know what that's worth, and there's no guarantee that that's what happens, but it is nice because, when you start bringing guys like this, you lost a few of the upper class types, but you didn't lose any of your young guys. And that's that, I could have seen where like, man, I'm never going to get on the field with these guys here, but these are 1 year and done types, but still, I think you get what I'm saying. It's a good precedent to set. Like, this is the standard. This is what it looks like. You need to work like this dude every day. And we've seen this at a variety of positions with these younger players attaching themselves to these older guys.
Okay, so give me an answer on this, whether it's just plain and simple pressure to perform this year, like you better go out and do it, or it's also tied into progress from 24 to 25. Is this the group that's number one on the list? Answering either of those, I guess, calls to say you're the one we're looking at the most to really perform and, of course, really grow from what we last saw last season. I know there are some other options, but I think maybe they're the number one option.
Yeah, spoiler alert here. Like when you start to play some of these first games, we will probably get into some conversations about what are you focused on the most when you watch this team play for the first time. And again, you can talk yourself in a variety of other things or players or positions or whatever. This is the number one to me. Like I just want to see how different it is. If it's different, like how, again, how different, how violent, how fast, how dominant it could be. And there'll be different tests as we go because they may face the stiffest test they have all season in week 4 against arguably the best offensive line they'll see all season in Salt Lake City. And I'm wildly fascinated about that particular matchup in that game because it will go a long ways in deciding who gets out of Bryce Eccles with a win that day. But yeah, there's a tremendous amount of pressure here just because there's a lot of expectations and there's been a lot of universal praise. And I think with that, there's got to be some production. And all CJ Ayu would give you the other day in one of his media availabilities, he's like, I guarantee you one thing, we'll get at least one sack. That much I'll give you.
I watched that twice. I rewatched it because I don't know if I heard the at least. I thought he said one, and so we're not topping out at one, are we? Okay. I think I get the gist, but I was parsing over that like the Zapruder film for a moment just to make sure I understood exactly what he was saying. I think we're going to have a year unlike many or maybe any before in all the good ways, and I can't wait to see what it leads to because it ain't a mystery what works out well on a college football Saturday, pro football Sunday, high school Friday. Dominate the line of scrimmage. Push it the direction you want it to go, and good things are going to happen for your team. So just like you're describing there, Chris, in those first 3 ball games, particularly when you feel like from a roster standpoint it should be night and day as far as the advantage, you want to see the line of scrimmage dominated, really on both sides, obviously, for Texas Tech. So we'll see. Not too far away, just a couple of weeks, as a matter of fact, finding out as we begin this 2025 experience. Out of here, I want to talk about something that will be a part of our future college football experience, apparently in a more widespread kind of way, I guess.